Hi everyone, it's me, Dr. Guerra. So this week began the season of Lent. So Ash Wednesday just happened earlier this week, and I felt like, I want to do a little reading today, Friday. Now, if you know me, I am a practicing Roman Catholic, and I also am very connected to spiritual practices like tarot. I'm highly intuitive, all the good stuff. So if that's your vibe too, welcome, welcome. If it's not your vibe, stick around. You might enjoy it anyway. So I wanted to first pull a card. This is the Mother Mary Oracle deck. Love Mary. Mary is the homegirl forever. Let's see. So I'll pull this card and then talk about this season. Okay, this one seems to want to come out. Ooh. Our Lady of the Inner Gate. This is beautiful. This deck is amazing. I love it. This is like I said, the Mother Mary deck by Alana Fairchild. So pretty. Probably one of my favorite decks. Oracle deck. Okay. So what is the Lady of the Inner Gate? Ooh. Oh, by the way, I have Mary Magdalene. What is this? 639 Hertz playing in the background for y'all. All this is interconnected, I think. So let's see. All right, the Lady of the Inner Gate. My initiations are sacred, and no matter what appears to be happening in your life, I am behind it. I'm always guiding you towards your heart. For within that sacred temple, the most precious treasure is kept. To obtain that treasure, you will need courage, trust, and faith. Faith is the most important. I bestow my grace willingly upon you, my child, without restraint. You must provide the trust in me that gives you courage to take the journey. Wow, your rewards shall be riches beyond all imagining. This is so cool. There's a teaching that it is easier to be grateful during a feast than a famine. Amen. In a similar way, perhaps judging on appearances alone, it can be easier to feel the presence of the divine behind the happy events in our lives, or a stroke of luck or good fortune, rather in challenges or loss. Absolutely. Sometimes it is hard to connect with God or to see why things happen the way they do during difficulties, during loss, during suffering. It's hard to really understand. Absolutely. Let's continue. Yet the mother instructs us that she is just as much behind the challenges as she is behind the more obvious causes for celebration. How can this be? In her wisdom, she knows that of which we are capable. She knows what our heart can handle, how much heartbreak we can bear. Ooh, my God. In order to grow our heart into a powerful vehicle for compassion, bliss, and wisdom. She knows that sometimes the happier path will be of great benefit to us. She also knows that other times being granted all that we want in the way we think we want it. Ooh. Okay. God is absolutely speaking to me directly as well. So here we go. Wow. This is deep, y'all. This is deep. Okay. Would actually prevent us from fulfilling our divine destiny and receiving our full spiritual inheritance. Wow. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Our Lady of the Inner Gate comes to us with a message. We are being initiated into the power of our own hearts. The heart creates a powerful magnetic field that can be felt within us and around us. As we grow spiritually, the electromagnetic field of the heart grows too, and our energetic influence can become important. I'm skipping ahead. Whatever is happening in your life at the moment, whether joyful, emerging, or challenging descent into fear, facing a fear, know that it is an initiation into your heart power. Wow. This oracle heralds a time when you are growing in spiritual power. Wow, this is beautiful. It is your trust that paves the way to the inner gate, opening it wide and allowing you to discover the treasure within your heart. It is the riches within you. It is the riches within that you are looking for always, even if you fantasize from time to time that you are desiring something else. Wow. going within, going inward. That's beautiful. How appropriate. So the season of Lent, it's 40 days of reflection and preparation. Okay, so traditionally in the Catholic Church, on Fridays, we're not supposed to eat meat. It's supposed to be a sacrifice. And this is why places like McDonald's really capitalize, and the Filet-O-Fish is on the menu and advertise exceptionally more so. But so one thing to kind of think about during Lent is, what are some of the things that hold us back? What are some of the things that we can give up to become a better person? Okay. And here's the thing. I was actually talking to my brother, and it's fine to give up a sacrifice. For example, let's say if someone is like smoking, and it's like, oh, I want to cut back my smoking, or I want to stop smoking. It's a sacrifice. It's a process. That's awesome. Or for example, somebody who eats too many sweets, like I want to cut out like candy during Lent as a sacrifice to God, etc. Great, awesome. Now, here's not new, but here's another way to think about it. What are some things that we can take on? I actually really love this. So for example, if, we haven't really been volunteering very much, or giving back as much, or helping out as much, even within our own families or with our friends, what's something you can take on? For example, and I'm deciding on what I'm going to do for Lent myself. There's something that I already have decided that I'm going to give up, which I will not share, but here, at least not publicly. But yeah, things you can take on, like ways to volunteer, ways to help others, a spiritual practice. For example, if you don't journal, maybe start journaling during the time of Lent, these next 40 days. See how it changes you, see how it helps you. That's one example. So, it can be either or. It can be both. It can be a sacrifice, or it can be a taking on, or it can be both. And so it's a really beautiful time. It's a really beautiful season. This also kind of lines up with Venus retrograde, if you're more into astrology and the stars and things like that, which I think is fascinating, because Venus has to do with love, obviously, but not just like romantic love. It has to do with like relationships and things like that. So it's a quite interesting time in our planet, and historically, etc. Very interesting stuff. And so, these next couple of weeks, I'm going to do my best to do a video every Friday of Lent, kind of to, just give some questions of reflection and see how folks are doing. So as I mentioned, this past Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, and that really marks the way that we are, from ashes to ashes and dust to dust, that we, at the end of this life, will return to the earth. That this life is honestly very brief. Our time in this 3D realm, in this reality, is super short when we think about it. So making the most of it, being grateful for the little things. I just made some fresh cup of coffee, which I'm always grateful for. My coffee, and anytime really. Let's take a little sip. So it's the things like that, it's the small things. Waking up and having hot water. Oh my God, here, I will share this. Here at my family's house, our hot water, the hot water heater was broken for a couple days. And man, I really am grateful to have hot running water to shower, to be able to like do dishes, to do all that kind of stuff. So it's the little things that oftentimes we take for granted. A car, sometimes, it's happened where if your car is in the shop, or, things like that, it's like, man, I really miss my car. Or like, oh, someone's borrowing my car. Oh man, I really miss my car. Little things, it can be anything. So just having that attitude of gratitude is so important. Again, this is a very beautiful time for reflection in terms of like what you hope these next couple weeks to be. Shout out to my Muslim brothers and sisters. It's also a time of Ramadan, a very holy time as well in Islam. So I wanted to mention that. This is a very sacred time. It's a very special time any way you slice it, right? If you look at more astrology, if you are Catholic, if you're Muslim. And that actually, I think, just points to how we really are interconnected. We really are sharing one planet and, one earth. And the sooner that we can kind of see that and see that connection with one another, the better it will be. All right, my darlings, don't forget. So this video is part of the Gold Hoops and God podcast. I'm the host of Gold Hoops and God. We're on our 3rd season. I can't believe it. I release new interview videos every Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 1:11 p.m. And you can find me everywhere you listen to your podcast too. Thanks so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.